Hi guys, what is up? What is good? What is Gucci? It is your girl Petty Paige back at it again with yet another video for you hoes. Okay, so I'm coming straight in with the full cup episode. If you guys don't know what the full cup is, it's kind of a little thing that I do here on my channel from time to time. I kind of like fell off, but I'm back on it again, where if I can't get to a certain amount of stories within the week, because I have a life, I have a kid, I got things it is that I need to do, I'm running a business, she's a businesswoman, honey. I put it into one big video for you guys to listen to digest, and for you to choose what topic it is that you actually care to hear about. So today we're going to be talking about multiple different people, and all of the timestamps will be on the screen for you, as well as in the description box down below, so you can skip to the people it is that you want to hear about. So to begin with, we're going to be talking about Cole Carrigan and his OnlyFans scandal, or scandals if you will, that he's had over the past week. Then we're going to be moving swiftly on to Amanda Ensing basically being dropped by Sephora. Then we will be moving swiftly on to Aaliyah J offending the African American community as well as Africans. And then finally, we will be talking about Manuel Gutierrez, aka Manny MUA, who has allegedly snubbed an indigenous brand. Let's get straight into it, straight after this intro. Why look at the glass half empty when you can have the full cup? Freshly brewed drama delivered straight to you so that you can sip comfortably. How many more tea puns can I add into this intro? Because remember, if you're not sipping on the full cup, you're only getting half the story. Okay, so first up is Cole Carrigan. Now, Cole Carrigan has gotten quite a little bit of controversy recently surrounding his OnlyFans. Now, the first thing that I saw that has sprouted from his OnlyFans is there was a receipt flying around on social media. I can't vouch for the legitimacy of this receipt or where it's come from, where he was basically stating, allegedly, on his OnlyFans that he had a secret threesome video recorded between himself as well as Jeffree Star, double teaming or tag teaming, if you will, one other individual. And he released that in his private paid for messages on OnlyFans, allegedly. Now, that was the first thing that I heard, but I don't know if there's any legitimacy to this or whether it was him trolling or what the whole situation was there, because honestly, ever since I received that receipt, I never heard anything since. And if I know anything about Jeffree Star, one thing is for sure, he is not afraid to throw around his lawyers whenever necessary. And I feel as if this was true, if this kind of revenge P-word was really happening and this was a legitimate thing that did happen, I'm sure that Jeffree Star would have a lot to say about that. However, this was only the first piece of information is that I heard about Cole Carrigan this week. I cannot vouch for the legitimacy of this. However, there has since been some more controversy surrounding Cole Carrigan and his OnlyFans account twice in 1 week. Honestly, I don't know whether we should be shocked or whether we should start clapping. So the next cup of tea surrounding Cole Carrigan and his OnlyFans account is that more recently, within the past 3 days, he has actually been called out by another OnlyFans content creator for stealing their work and using it for profit. The individual was making a lot of noise on social media when they found out that their content had been ripped off by Cole Carrigan, and promptly took to their YouTube channel and spoke about the entire situation and the proof it is that they have received from other people stating that their content was being used by Cole Carrigan on his OnlyFans account. Now, for obvious reasons, with this being 18 plus and this entire story in fact being an 18 plus story, I cannot show you the content for you to take a look for yourself. However, I will be linking Jason's video in the description box down below so that you guys can take a look at what it is that Jason himself has posted in retaliation to Cole Carrigan stealing his content, allegedly.
And people are telling me that Cole Carrigan has been posting my video on his OnlyFans and selling it in the messages, claiming that it's him. I have literally all of the screenshots to back it up. I'll also do a screen recording and I'll show the original video files that are mine and that they're dated and where it was located, and I'll skip to like parts so you can see my face. Sure, he gets a lot of traffic to his OnlyFans, so it's unfortunate that you would use other people's content and pretend like it's you when I'm a lot smaller of an account, so I'm sure you literally made more money off my video than I made off of it.
Anyway, since this whole situation has happened, Jason has since promptly been blocked by Cole Carrigan, and it seems to me as if Cole Carrigan really just doesn't give a crap about other sex workers, and I find that quite annoying because the sex work industry is heavily saturated as it is at the moment, and there's a lot of workers who are now having to compete with influencers and people who have a certain level of celebrity, which is already making the job that they've been doing for years so much harder. It is even worse when somebody seriously just doesn't care about the industry to the point that they are willing to rip off other content creators and copying and pasting this directly to their own OnlyFans account. I don't know if it's me, but I expected there to be a lot more buzz around this story, maybe because it's an 18+ topic, people are unwilling to touch it. But I just kind of feel like if this was any YouTube content creator that had their entire video ripped and put on somebody else's channel, there would literally be an uproar. But for some reason, people don't seem to care as much about workers, and honestly that is just such a shame. Anyway, moving swiftly on, we are going to be talking about Amanda Ensing and her being dropped by Sephora. Okay, so we all know who Amanda Ensing is by now. Well, recently in 2020, Amanda Ensing began to make waves across social media and promptly got quote-unquote cancelled when she decided to come out with her stance politically and the fact that she was a Trump supporter. And without delving too much into the politics, because I know that can get very, very hostile here on the internet, a lot of people just did not agree with what it is that she stood for. And some of the things it is surrounding ex-President Trump's policy it was that she stood by. Anyway, since that whole entire situation, she has also found herself in further controversy. She has been going at it with a bunch of black beauty influencers, Alyssa Ashley, Jackie Aina, to name a few, as well as Makeup by Shayla, who have all basically stated that they have had terrible experiences with Amanda Ensing. But if that wasn't bad enough, Amanda Ensing went onto her YouTube channel a few days ago to post a video in collaboration with Sephora. Well, it looks as if a lot of people were extremely upset by that and decided to contact Sephora to let them know what kind of person it was that they were representing. Shortly after this, Amanda Ensing was promptly dropped by Sephora. Amanda Ensing has been making a lot of noise about this on her Instagram account and has even been seen screenshotting a bunch of replies where people are just not vibing with the idea that Sephora would drop Amanda Ensing for her political views. I don't know, to me this seems like a pretty bittersweet situation for me, only because I understand what people are saying. Just because they hold a certain political view doesn't mean that they should be shunned from the store. I mean, their money is just as good as anybody else's, and whilst I agree with that, I also kind of feel like it's not fair to take away somebody's sponsorships purely because you don't agree with them on political things, especially when the people who run these companies could literally give two flying F's about you. For instance, the person who owns Sephora is the guy who owns Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, all of that kind of stuff, and is literally like the world's third most wealthiest man, underneath Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. And because he's like the richest dude in Europe and literally can own anything, I think it's pretty safe to say that his political views are very similar to Amanda Ensing's political views. Because regardless of whether you want to believe it or not, being a conservative serves to help the rich rather than the poor. I mean, this is the exact same guy who is trying to get himself a Belgian passport in order to evade taxes in his own country of France. This is the same billionaire who turned around and said that Greta Thunberg, the global climate change activist, was, and quote, a dynamic young girl, but she is surrendering completely to catastrophism. I find her views are demoralizing for young people. Adding that he prefers a positive solution that allows us to get forward to more of an optimistic position. Basically, what you're suggesting can directly impact my business, and for that reason, fuck you. And this is the thing, I don't think that any of the information is that I'm telling you guys right now about the owner of Sephora is going to stop you guys from shopping in Sephora. And once again, nobody gives a crap. You're still going to shop there. So it's like, what are we even doing this for? What is cancel culture really for? Because in the end, it's still going to the same people. It's still going to the same area. It's still going to the conservative. So you're really going to change anything at all, really, honestly. But do I feel bad for Amanda Ensing losing her sponsorship with Sephora? No, I don't care. don't care. She's a terrible person as far as I'm concerned, so I could literally care less. But I do think about the fact that when it actually comes down to it, y'all are attacking the little people when the big people who really could give a crap about any of you are the companies that you're still supporting. I feel like it's more admirable to boycott and eat the rich, so to say, and to cancel an influencer who has very misguided views of the world and everything around her. According to Amanda Ensing, she is now going to be working with another conservative brand who support her. I don't know if it's like an actual conservative brand or whether it is just going to be her producing her own makeup and making her own money. I don't know what the situation is there. But it looks as if losing the sponsorship with Sephora isn't going to deter this young Republican lady. And good for her, I guess. I hope you guys are enjoying the stories so far. We are going to be moving swiftly on to the Aaliyah J story and how it is that she has upset Africans as well as African Americans. So we're going to be getting straight into that straight after a word from one of my sponsors. Today's video is proudly sponsored by Juvia's Place. Okay, so today I actually got the chance to play with the brand new Fumi X Juvia's Place collection, which is the Disco Fever collection. In this collection, you get a 4-shade palette, which is all like blues and glitters and stuff. And let me tell you about the glitters, honey. I don't know what Juvia's Place have done since the Wahala 1 and the Wahala 2 palette, but their glitter formula has improved significantly. I was able to lay all of these glitters down onto my eyelid without even using a glitter adhesive, and that really says something, because usually with glitters you really need that adhesive, girl, for it to last all day. I highlighted and contoured using the No More Nudes palette from Dramatic Boutique, shameless plug. Snatched the rest of my face with the Juvia's Place setting powder. I absolutely love the way that this look turned out. It's really, really dreamy, and I'm really loving all of these collaborations that Juvia's Place are coming out with. Part of this collection, there is also the Disco Fever gloss, which is absolutely stunning. It's a see-through clear gloss with some gorgeous little sparkles and reflex in it for a subtle look, and this is the final look. I really, really like it. So if you'd like to purchase this palette or anything from the Juvia's Place collection at all, go to www.juviasplace.com and do not forget to use code PETTY at checkout. That's PETTY at checkout for 10% off your order, and that's also on sale items. You're welcome. Okay, so popular YouTuber and vlogger Aaliyah J has found herself in quite a bit of controversy recently. Now, if you guys don't know, there is this brand new trend that's been going on across TikTok where African American people try out African food. One of the most predominant meals it is that they are choosing to eat is fufu and egusi soup. Now, this trend has been going on for literally years on YouTube. However, it has recently become popularized again on TikTok and now has made its way back to YouTube again. So Aaliyah J sat down and made a video with her partner where they both sat down and ate fufu and egusi soup, and her reaction was not that great. She had quite a few things that people would say are disrespectful to say about African food. Take a quick look at what it is that she said in her video.
All right, ready, set, go.
She don't want to eat it. This is what you wanted. You wanted this. Where are you going? No, eat it. No, you have to eat it. No, you have to eat it. You have to eat it. You of all people have to eat it. No, eat it. Swallow. No way. She was fiending for this. I told her this shit don't taste good. I told her it don't taste good. I don't like it. I never had it before. I just know I wasn't gonna like it. So wait. Rate it.
Okay.
Scale 1 to 10. This, whatever this is.
Oh, the egusi? That's definitely like a 2.
I give it a 0.
Yeah, it's like a 2.
I don't even give it a 2.
The
0.
The okra, whatever.
The okra, I could give the okra.
I don't know why we've been saying it weird.
I could give it like a 6 or a 5.
Yeah.
After this, it seems as if people on social media have literally been dragging Aaliyah J for filth, saying that she is disrespectful, that she is rude, that she is uncultured, because she said things along the lines of, this tastes like dog food, as well as asking if African people eat shrimp. And a lot of people are just really, really angry because they feel as if African American people who are reacting negatively to African cuisine are doing it for clout because it's, you know, funny to watch somebody gag. And a lot of people feel offended because it's almost as if they're shitting on their entire culture and heritage, which I can agree with to some degree. Whilst people are entitled to feel whatever way it is that they want to feel, and they are allowed to be upset with her, and they are allowed to, you know, request that she takes it down, ultimately I just think a goosey soup is one of those acquired taste things. As far as I'm concerned, a goosey soup is one of those things that when I have gone to African shops to purchase a goosey soup to eat for myself, there's some places I've been to and it's absolutely been bomb, it's been seasoned right, and then there's other places that I've been to and it's just not so great at all. So it kind of differs place to place, person to person, and technique to technique, because some people just do it differently. So I always think that if you do try a goosey soup, try it somewhere else as well before you make a decision to say that you don't like a goosey soup, because I feel like it's one of those things that can be done wrong from time to time by the wrong people. Like me as a Jamaican person, I can always tell when curry mutton or curry goat or rice and peas or ackee and saltfish or whatever it is has been done by a non-Jamaican, because it tastes just completely different. So I also think that when you are trying a goosey soup, maybe go to an authentic African cuisine place and not some place that has been quote unquote whitewashed. But all excuses aside, people who were from the African community have also been saying that, you know, the way it was that they were holding the fufu or the pounded yam or whatever it was incorrect, because you were supposed to scoop the food to eat it, because you're supposed to eat with your hands. They were using it to like dip it like bread. And honestly, I feel like there's a much bigger elephant in the room that isn't being discussed, and I'm gonna be the person to discuss it. So Black Twitter, Black YouTube, Black Instagram, feel free to attack me at this very moment in time, because I'm gonna just speak my mind. Okay. Honestly, I feel as if people who are of African descent who are upset by Aaliyah J's video are missing one massive piece of the puzzle, which is it's kind of glaringly obvious to me that this challenge that predominantly African American people are getting involved with is a display to me of how heavily colonized Black African American people are in America. Because to me, it's kind of like crazy and strange being a Jamaican British person to know that it's literally taken a challenge for people to actually try the food of their culture. There's even Aaliyah J asking, do they eat shrimp in Africa, which is clearly like a very misguided thing to even ask. It's because she associates, you know, shrimp and southern fried food and southern culture, collard greens, cornbread, grits, to be more so intertwined with her African American heritage than actual African food. I don't know, maybe it's because I see it differently because I am first generation British here in the UK, but I feel like people need to be a little bit more compassionate because it's sad. I don't see that as disrespectful in that same way. I just see it as sad because nobody could take me away from my food of my culture. Like, my food of my culture is a staple, and it's just sad that they're not connected in that same way. You know, her ancestors and her people have had to assimilate so hard into a culture that was not even theirs and make do with the resources that were around them, that creating the food of their home, that creating the food of their land is just not something that's in their repertoire. And that's sad to me. You know, that's fucking sad. Because as a big 20-something-year-old woman, there is absolutely no way that she should not know about a goosey soup and fufu as an African American. Anyway, tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think the same as me? Do you think it's more so sad and that there needs to be a level of compassion for African Americans because they are so far removed from their own culture and history at times? Or do you think that it is disrespectful and they need to learn how to speak when speaking about other people's food, cultures, and traditions? Tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. Okay, so moving swiftly on to our final story to do with Manny MUA allegedly snubbing an indigenous brand. Okay, so Manny MUA has found himself in a bit of controversy yesterday when an indigenous brand owner put them on blast on social media. The owner, CC Meadows of Prados Beauty, posted to their Instagram a screenshot of Manny MUA basically putting their PR package into a giveaway for his subscribers. She posted it up with the caption, "When you send at Manny MUA and at Luna Beauty your beautiful PR box and a heartfelt letter because they said that they wanted to review it, and instead of getting a thank you or even acknowledging that he/they got it, he gives it away, crying face. And then she went on to take to her Twitter, and this is what she had to say. She said, "Hey, at Manny MUA, I've been a fan of yours for years. Through all the drama, the cancellations, still here. However, as a ex-Xena and indigenous woman who owns a small indie business at POBOX Beauty, I am completely heartbroken. But this solidifies that this community needs work." She continues, "I even wrote you a heartfelt letter about my little girl being a part of the LGBTQ community and how you and your father made it easy for me to know what to do. Instead of a thank you or even acknowledging that your team got my gift and letter, you just give it away. Heartbroken. This is sad, and I don't even know why I'm crying because you're not going to ever see this, but just know I'm still a fan at Manny MUA, and one day you will be sad that you totally dismissed my beautiful indigenous brand at POBOX Beauty." Okay, so I've searched on the internet and I have not been able to see any kind of reference that Manny MUA has directly said to this individual publicly on social media that he wanted to review their brand. However, I'm not disputing the fact that this could definitely have been said in private. And whilst it would have been nice for this young lady to have received an acknowledgement from Manny MUA and his team, sometimes, honestly, things can just fall through the cracks. I mean, you have to take into consideration how much PR these influencers receive on a weekly, monthly basis. I mean, Laura Lee does one of her big PR haul unboxings at least like once a month on her YouTube channel, and the amount that she gets each month is crazy. And it is literally virtually impossible not only just to mention every single company that sends you something, but also to give an adequate amount of time to showcase the product. And having sent PR out in the past myself, not with my current company, but when I was collaborating with them who shall not be named, there were so many people who said that they wanted to use my product, they couldn't wait to have my collection, they couldn't wait to try it out, that we sent product to, and they never reviewed it, they never talked about it. And it's just one of those things. It's kind of the game you play, the dice you roll when you're sending PR as a small company. I mean, I personally think that having your brand front row, front line and center in the middle of a giveaway by Manny MUA is absolutely huge. That is great promotion for your brand. Honestly, woman to woman, business owner to business owner, person to person, you don't need Manny MUA's validation that your brand is dope in order for you to be a dope person and do dope things with your brand. And although it's disappointing and obviously you wanted that recognition, you don't need the recognition. But ultimately what it is that I'm trying to say here is that I don't genuinely think that Manny MUA was intentionally snubbing an indigenous brand. I just think that sometimes people have really heavy work schedules and you're just not the priority. And it sucks, but one day the PR will go to the right person and the right person will talk about it and it will explode. For me personally, I just don't think it's a very good look to, you know, go on the instantaneous defense when a situation like this arises, because although it may seem ungrateful to you, honestly to another small business owner that would have been a dream come true. Because people who enter giveaways, they search the brands that they can see, they search to have a look at the ingredients they include, to look at the colors, to see if it is something that they even want to be involved in. When they're searching, they're gonna see that big old orange box that says POBOX Beauty and they're gonna click. People like Manny MUA have the kind of traffic on their Instagram stories that is way bigger than like the normal average Joe. So honestly, I think this is a win. This is amazing for you. Anyway, that is it. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's news stories on the full cup. I really do like making these videos because it means that I can just touch on a little bit of everything. But ultimately, the comment section is for you. So tell me what it is that you guys think in the comment section down below. Don't forget, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it. If you don't, I don't give a shit anyway. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification with the bell so that you never miss a notification from the Petty Paige channel. Also, just to give you guys a quick reminder, I do have a brand of my own and it is www.dramaticboutique.com. Currently, we have a 31% off sale running and that will be running until February 14th, Valentine's Day. So definitely go and check that out. One of the biggest questions that I've had in the comment section a few times now is, does my brand ship to the US? We have 2 fulfillment centers, one in the UK and one in the USA. So if you do want to order in the US, it will be local standard charges that will apply to you. So definitely go and check it out on the website. Thank you so much to Juvia's Place for sponsoring yet another video for me today. And until next time, you beautiful badass bitches, it's been Paige.
of these bitches is petty.